Hello, my name is Reggie. I'd like to tell you a story. I used to go to Glendale High, and it was a pretty nice place. Nice students, big gym, you get the idea. I was a freshman at the time, knowing it was going to be awkward, and prom was coming up. This girl, Maggie, was the one I wanted to take to prom. She was tall, thin, and had freckles. Her hair was like a golden waterfall. She was very shy, and I never really knew why. The problem was, she had a boyfriend. Mike was his name. He had blue eyes, black hair, and he was buff as hell. I knew it wouldn't be simple asking her out to prom, but I knew what to do. Before I go on further, I should mention something. I've always had a thing with blood. My parents thought it was a sickness, but never bothered to take me to the doctor. You're also probably wondering about my metal hand. Well, this is what happened. On the night of prom, Mike and Maggie were waiting for the doors to open. I was waiting to grab him. Once the doors opened, I grabbed Mike and pulled him into an empty hallway. But I didn't know that he had a knife on him. He cut off my hand. It felt like it was on fire. I was crying from the pain. It was almost unbearable. I stuck my foot out and tripped him. I went ballistic and bit into his neck. Blood went gushing everywhere. I went into bloodlust, sending goosebumps all over my body. I gingerly ran off, laughing like a maniac. When I got home, I had to repair my hand. I went to the garage and got to work. My parents never bothered me. I needed to use wires, metal, and a guide I found since my mom worked in a hospital. I had my hand wrapped up and let it heal. After it was done healing, my parents actually cared. They wouldn't stop bothering me. We got into a huge fight and I had to take a walk. I walked about 6 blocks until I reached Maggie's house. I walked over to her bedroom window, which was on the first floor. I peeked in and saw her sleeping. She looked so peaceful and delicate. I silently opened her window and climbed in. I just sat there, watching her sleep. After about 10 minutes, I slunk into her bed and laid next to her. She was so soft and gentle, just so beautiful. I sat upright to feel her face, but I accidentally slashed her cheek. I wiped off the blood with my finger. I looked at that tiny drop of her blood and wanted to see what it tasted like. But when I did, I went into bloodlust. I moved my metal hand slowly towards her neck and made a deep cut. It didn't kill her just yet because she woke up when I started sucking her blood. Get off of me. I ignored her cries and continued sucking her blood. Please stop, it hurts. When I looked up, she saw that it was me. Reggie, is that you? She was sobbing, but was surprised. I nodded, my eyes locked onto hers. I felt so badly for a brief second. She started shaking, trying to get up. I couldn't help myself. I bit back down on her neck. She hit me in the head, making me fall off the bed. She ran out of her room, screaming bloody murder. I chased after her, up and down the stairs. Just as I was going to let her go, she fell, twisting her ankle. I finally got her where I wanted her, vulnerable and weak, like a slug. I grabbed her throat, where I bit her. Then, ever so slowly, I ripped off that patch of skin. Maggie screamed loudly, which, for some unknown reason, gave me pleasure. The sound of her flesh ripping, it made my skin crawl. From that moment on, I've never been the same. My life is different now. Maggie's dead. But fuck, it tasted so good.